Hello, English learners. Welcome back to another great and exciting lesson with English Pod. My name is Emily, and today I'm very happy to be here with David to bring you a useful intermediate lesson.
Hi everyone, I'm David, and in today's lesson, we are going to introduce some very practical vocabulary that you can use when you talk about your job or profession.
Yes, David, this is a very common situation when someone asks you what you do for a living, and you need to explain your job clearly and confidently.
Exactly, Emily. That's why today's lesson will help you describe your job responsibilities, your position, and even your company in a more professional way.
Before we listen to the dialogue, let's begin with our vocabulary preview so our learners can understand some key terms in advance.
Great idea, Emily. The first phrase we'll hear in the dialogue is VP, which is a common business abbreviation.
That's right, David. VP stands for Vice President, which is a high-level management position in a company.
The second important phrase is Fortune 500 company, which sounds very impressive in a professional conversation.
Yes, David. A Fortune 500 company is one of the 500 largest companies in the United States, ranked by Fortune magazine.
So, Emily, from these words, it seems like we are going to meet someone with a very important and high-ranking job.
Absolutely, David. In the dialogue, we will hear a character talking proudly about his position and responsibilities.
After listening carefully, we can focus on some useful vocabulary, such as implement, which means to put a plan or system into action.
That's correct, David. For example, a manager might implement new company policies to improve performance.
Another useful word is policies, which refers to official rules and regulations within a company or organization.
We also heard the word oversee, which means to supervise or monitor something to make sure everything runs smoothly.
And finally, Emily, there was the expression employees under me, which means the employees that a manager supervises or manages.
Exactly, David. These expressions are very helpful when you want to sound professional and confident while describing your job.
So, Emily, I think our learners are now ready to practice these words and use them in their own conversations.
I agree, David. Let's encourage everyone to practice describing their job responsibilities using today's vocabulary. Yes, David. Especially the first phrase we learned today is very useful when someone talks and talks continuously without stopping about the same topic.
That's right, Emily. And in that situation, you can naturally say, she's always going on about him at the office, which means she keeps talking about him all the time.
Exactly, David. It's a very natural and conversational way of saying that someone keeps talking about something again and again.
To help our learners understand better, Emily, let's look at a few detailed examples of how this phrase works in everyday life.
For example, David, you could say, my boss is always going on about how we need to save money, which shows that saving money is the only thing he talks about.
Another example would be, Gary is always going on about his kids, meaning he constantly talks about how smart and talented they are.
And a third example could be, my mom is always going on about how I should get married, which means she keeps repeating the same advice again and again.
So, Emily, as we can see, this phrase is very helpful when we want to describe someone who repeats the same topic too often.
Absolutely, David. And now, let's move on to our second useful phrase, which is perfect when you meet someone for the first time.
Yes, Emily, the phrase is, hey, how's it going? And it's a relaxed and friendly way to greet someone.
Instead of saying the more formal, how are you, David, you can simply say, hey, how's it going, to sound more natural and casual.
That's right, Emily, and this expression is very common among friends, coworkers, and even new acquaintances.
Now, David, let's talk about the third and most important phrase from our dialogue.
Of course, Emily, this phrase is often used when someone wants to ask about another person's profession.
The question is, What do you do for a living? Which is a very natural and polite way to ask about someone's job.
Many English learners sometimes say, "What is your job?" which is understandable but doesn't sound very natural in everyday conversation.
Exactly, David. So it's much better to say, "What do you do?" or "What do you do for a living?" to sound fluent and confident.
Now that we have reviewed these phrases, Emily, our learners are now ready to understand the dialogue completely.
Yes, David. And after listening carefully, they can also try to answer our two fun challenges.
The first challenge, Emily, is to identify the song that was playing and the name of the performer.
And the second challenge, David, is to find out which company is ranked #1 in the Fortune 500 list.
Besides answering those questions, Emily, we also encourage our learners to tell us about their own professions.
Yes, David. They can describe what they do, where they work, and whether they enjoy their job.
When people meet for the first time, Emily, talking about jobs is one of the most common topics of conversation.
People might ask questions like, "What do you do? Where do you work?" or "Do you like your job?" to learn more about each other.
When answering, Emily, someone can say, "I am a teacher and I work at a school," or "I am a doctor and I help sick people."
If someone does not currently have a job, David, they can say, "I am looking for a job," or "I am a student right now."
Some people work part-time while others work full-time, and this is also something you can mention in conversation.
You can also talk about your future goals, David, by saying, "I want to be a nurse," or "I hope to work in an office one day."
There are many different types of jobs in the world, Emily, and each one plays an important role in society.
Some people work in offices doing administrative or management tasks, while others work outdoors in construction or agriculture.
Jobs in the service industry, Emily, include positions like cashiers, waiters, waitresses, and hairdressers who interact with customers daily.
Healthcare jobs, David, include doctors, nurses, and pharmacists who help people stay healthy and recover from illnesses.
In education, Emily, teachers help students learn subjects like math, science, and English at different levels.
Librarians, David, also work in education by helping people find books, research information, and improve their knowledge.
So, as we can see, Emily, talking about jobs is not only common, but also a great way to practice English and connect with others.
That's absolutely true, David. And we encourage everyone to practice these phrases and confidently talk about their profession in English. Education jobs are very important because they help people grow, develop new skills, and gain knowledge that they will use throughout their lives.
That's absolutely true, Emily. And people who work in education, such as teachers and tutors, need to be patient, kind, understanding, and very good at explaining difficult ideas in simple ways.
In addition to education, David, some people work in transportation, which is another essential field in our society.
Yes, Emily. Drivers move people and goods safely from one place to another, making daily life and business activities possible.
For example, bus drivers take passengers to work, school, and other important places every single day.
Delivery drivers, Emily, bring packages, food, and important items to homes and businesses, especially with the growth of online shopping.
Pilots also work in transportation, David, and they fly airplanes to different cities and countries, helping people travel long distances quickly.
People who work in transportation must be careful, follow safety rules, pay attention to details, and always focus on helping people travel safely.
Many other people, David, work in offices where they complete different tasks throughout the day.
Office workers often answer phone calls, write emails, organize documents, attend meetings, and support the daily operations of a company.
Some office employees work in customer service, David, where they help customers solve problems and answer important questions.
Others work with computers and manage data, information systems, and company records to keep everything organized and efficient.
Office jobs are usually quieter compared to other jobs, David, and people often sit at desks while working on their tasks.
That's why people in office jobs need to be organized, responsible, and able to work well with their colleagues as part of a team.
There are also jobs in construction, David, which are very important for building the places where we live and work.
Construction workers build houses, roads, bridges, and other structures using different tools and equipment.
Electricians, for example, work with wires and electrical systems to make sure buildings have safe and reliable power.
Plumbers install and repair pipes for water and gas, ensuring that homes and businesses function properly.
Construction jobs are often physical and demanding, David, and workers may need to work outside in hot, cold, or rainy weather.
Even though the work can be hard, Emily, construction workers create the buildings and infrastructure that society depends on.
Some people choose to work in entertainment, David, where their job is to perform and bring joy to others.
Actors perform in movies, television shows, and theater productions to tell stories and entertain audiences.
Musicians play instruments, sing songs, and perform at concerts to share their talent and creativity.
Athletes compete in sports events, entertain fans, and often train for many hours each day to improve their performance.
Farming is another very important type of job, David, because farmers grow the food that everyone eats.
Farmers grow fruits, vegetables, and grains, and some also raise animals such as cows, chickens, and sheep.
Farming requires hard work, David, because farmers usually wake up very early and spend many hours working outdoors.
Their work is essential, Emily, because without farmers, people would not have enough food to eat.
Many people also work in technology, David, which is a rapidly growing field around the world.
Computer programmers write code and create software that people use on their phones, computers, and other devices.
Technology assist workers help people solve technical problems and fix issues with computers and networks.
Technology jobs often require strong problem-solving skills and the ability to work with complex systems.
Every job is special in its own way, David, and each one contributes to society in a meaningful way.
People choose their careers for different reasons, such as passion, financial stability, or the desire to help others.
Some people prefer quiet jobs, David, while others enjoy busy and active environments.
No matter what job someone chooses, Emily, every worker plays an important role in making the world function better.
Finding and getting a job is an important step in life, David, and it often requires careful planning and preparation.
People look for jobs for many reasons, such as earning money, supporting their families, or gaining independence.
A cover letter, David, where you explain why you want the job and why you are a good candidate.
If your application is successful, Emily, you may be invited to attend a job interview.
During the interview, David, the employer will ask questions to learn more about your experience and personality.
It is important to be polite, honest, confident, and well prepared during the interview.
You should also dress neatly and arrive on time to show that you are responsible.
During the interview, Emily, you can ask questions about the schedule, team, and job responsibilities.
If the interview goes well, David, the employer may offer you the job either immediately or after a few days.
If you receive a job offer, Emily, you may need to sign a contract that explains your duties, salary, and work hours.
It is very important to read the contract carefully and ask questions if anything is unclear.
Starting a new job can feel exciting and sometimes a little stressful, Emily, but it is also a great opportunity to grow.
On your first day, David, you should listen carefully, follow instructions, meet your new coworkers, and try your best to learn quickly.
It is completely normal to feel nervous when you start something new, especially a new job, but with time and experience, you will slowly begin to feel more confident and comfortable.
That's right, David. And being on time every day, working hard on your tasks, and treating others with kindness and respect will greatly increase your chances of success.
Sometimes, Emily, people do not get the job they really wanted, and that situation can feel disappointing and frustrating.
However, David, it is important to remember that rejection is a normal part of the job search process and does not mean you're not capable.
Instead of feeling discouraged, Emily, you can learn from the experience and use it as motivation to improve and try again.
It is also very helpful, Emily, to ask the employer for feedback if possible, so you can understand what you can improve.
Feedback can help you make your resume stronger, improve your interview skills, and gain better work experience for the future.
The more effort you put into trying, Emily, the more confident and skilled you will become at finding and getting a job.
Many people, Emily, change jobs several times during their lives for different personal and professional reasons.
Some people look for better salaries, while others search for new challenges, growth opportunities, or a healthier work environment.
Learning new skills, Emily, can open the door to better and more exciting job opportunities.
You can take classes, read books, watch educational videos, or learn directly from experienced coworkers at your workplace.
Being open to learning and personal growth, Emily, can help you build a stronger and more successful career in the long term.
Finding and getting a job is truly a process, Emily, and it requires patience, determination, and consistent effort.
Each step, from deciding what you want to do to applying, interviewing, and starting your first day, is important and meaningful.
With hard work and a positive mindset, Emily, you can eventually find a job that matches your skills, interests, and long-term goals.
Getting a job is a big achievement, Emily, but succeeding and continuing to grow in that job is just as important.
Success at work, Emily, means performing your tasks well, improving your abilities, and building strong relationships with coworkers and managers.
Growing in a job requires time, efforts, dedication, and a willingness to keep learning new things.
People who work hard and continue developing their skills often enjoy better career opportunities and feel more satisfied with their work.
One of the most important parts of success, Emily, is completing your tasks carefully and always meeting deadlines.
Employers appreciate workers who follow instructions correctly and finish their responsibilities on time.
If you do not understand something, Emily, it is always better to ask questions instead of making mistakes.
Staying organized is another key factor, Emily, because it helps you manage your time and responsibilities effectively.
You can create a daily to-do list, Emily, to track your tasks and make sure you complete them in the correct order.
When you consistently perform well, Emily, your employer will trust you with more important responsibilities.
Good communication skills are also essential for workplace success, Emily.
In most jobs, David, you need to communicate clearly with coworkers, managers, and sometimes customers.
Listening carefully helps you understand instructions and avoid misunderstandings.
Speaking clearly and politely allows you to share your ideas and ask for help when necessary.
Writing professional emails and messages, David, is another important communication skill in modern workplaces.
Effective communication creates a positive work environment and helps teams collaborate smoothly.
Being reliable is another important quality for professional growth, David.
Reliable employees arrive on time, complete their tasks responsibly, and keep their promises.
If you cannot finish something on time, David, you should inform your manager early and ask for guidance if needed.
Employers value dependable workers because they help the organization function efficiently.
Having a positive attitude, David, can also make a big difference in your career success.
Every job includes challenges and occasional mistakes, but staying positive helps you overcome difficulties.
Instead of giving up when problems arise, David, you should focus on finding practical solutions.
Employers often notice employees who are friendly, cooperative, and eager to learn.
Another way to grow professionally, David, is by continuously learning new skills.
Many industries change over time, Emily, and updating your skills helps you stay competitive.
You can ask your manager for new tasks or responsibilities to challenge yourself.
Attending workshops, training programs, or online courses can also improve your knowledge.
When you gain new abilities, David, you become more valuable to your employer and increase your career options.
Building good relationships at work is equally important, Emily.
Being respectful, helpful, and supportive toward coworkers creates a healthy and positive workplace atmosphere.
Teamwork becomes easier when people trust and understand each other.
Respecting your manager and following instructions carefully also shows professionalism.
Strong professional relationships can lead to promotions and better job opportunities.
Receiving feedback is another essential part of professional growth, David.
Feedback can include both praise and suggestions for improvement.
It is important to listen with an open mind and not take constructive criticism personally.
When you apply feedback and improve your performance, Emily, you demonstrate responsibility and maturity.
As you gain experience, David, you may have opportunities for promotions or higher-level positions.
Promotions often come with greater responsibilities and higher salaries.
To prepare for advancement, David, you should consistently perform well and show initiative.
Letting your manager know that you are interested in growth opportunities can also be helpful.
Finally, David, maintaining a healthy work-life balance is essential for long-term success.
Working hard is important, Emily, but resting and taking care of your personal life is equally necessary.
Taking short breaks during the workday can help you stay focused and productive.
Spending time with family and friends outside of work helps you feel happy and refreshed.
When you balance your professional and personal life well, David, you can avoid burnout and enjoy a more fulfilling career. Sometimes people decide to change jobs because they want to continue growing both professionally and personally in their careers.
Yes, Emily, they may be looking for a higher salary, new experiences, better working conditions, or more opportunities for advancement.
If someone is thinking about changing jobs, David, it is very important to plan carefully and not make a quick decision.
That's right, Emily, and one of the first steps is updating your resume so it clearly shows your latest skills, experience, and achievements.
It is also helpful, David, to practice your interview skills so you can feel confident and prepared when meeting a new employer.
In addition, Emily, you should actively look for new opportunities by searching online, networking, and contacting companies directly.
Changing jobs can feel like a big and sometimes scary step, David, but it can also open the door to personal growth and better opportunities.
When you find a position that truly matches your goals and interests, Emily, you are more likely to feel satisfied and motivated at work.
Success and growth in any job require time, patience, and consistent effort.
Doing your work well, being reliable, learning new skills, and building strong relationships are all essential habits for long-term success.
A positive attitude and a willingness to improve yourself, David, can lead to better job opportunities and even promotions.
Whether you stay in the same company for many years or move to a new one, Emily, these professional habits will always help you grow throughout your career.
Now, David, let's review some important vocabulary words by listening to the meaning first and then saying the correct word.
Great idea, Emily. If the meaning is to talk about something a lot, the correct phrase would be go on about.
Exactly, David. And for example, you could say, my boss is always going on about how we need to save money.
If we hear the definition top 500 companies rated by revenue, Emily, the correct term is Fortune 500.
Yes, David, and many large international corporations proudly say they are part of the Fortune 500 list.
When the meaning is begin to do something or put into action, Emily, the vocabulary word is implement.
For example, David, a company might implement a new sales strategy to improve performance.
If the definition is have the duty or job of taking care of something, Emily, the correct word is responsible.
And when something happens across the whole country, David, we describe it as nationwide.
If your job is to watch and direct something to make sure it is done correctly, Emily, you oversee it.
That's right, David. And managers often oversee projects to make sure everything runs smoothly.
When we talk about checking goods to make sure they are good enough to sell, Emily, the correct term is quality control.
If employees are working for you, David, you can say they work under me.
When someone looks after or takes care of complaints, Emily, they handle complaints.
If you make arrangements or plans with a group of people, David, you coordinate with them.
When you carefully watch and check progress, Emily, you monitor the situation.
And if you are in charge of something and guide others, David, you supervise them.
Finally, Emily, when you make sure something happens correctly, you ensure it.
David, let's practice go on about in a sentence.
Sure, Emily. Gary is always going on about his kids because he is very proud of them.
Now let's use implement, David.
Our company plans to implement several new policies next month to improve efficiency.
How about oversee, David?
In my previous job, I oversaw recruitment and training for new employees.
Let's practice nationwide, David.
The company has over 500 stores nationwide, serving customers in every major city.
Now use under me in a sentence.
In my new position, I will have 18 employees working under me.
Great, David. What about quality control?
Quality control ensures that customers receive products without defects.
That was excellent practice, David. And reviewing vocabulary in full sentences helps learners remember the words better.
I agree, Emily, because hearing definitions, repeating the words, and using them in context makes learning more effective.